Andrea Adelson. I'm the editor of the Laguna Beach Independent. We're here with Robert Whalen, who's a candidate for City Council. He's running for election this November. So Bob, will you tell us a little bit about your life story and what brings you to this point where you're interested in pursuing this all-consuming job for City Council?
Sure. I grew up on the East Coast and spent my first through college years in Boston, and then I've been in California since. And I've always been interested in public service, so I've done a lot of that over the years. My professional background, I work with public agencies, and that's always piqued my interest in serving. So I've done a lot of service here in the community as well. And I just feel like giving back is an important part. It's an important part of what gives me a sense of enrichment in my life, and I think it's an important part for a lot of people in Laguna who share that sentiment and volunteer for whatever organization they're interested in. So I've progressed through a number of different steps here in town with the school board and the planning commission, and I sort of feel like the city council is a good next step for me.
So if elected, what issues will you champion and how will you achieve them?
Well, I think there are some fundamental issues that always have to be on the radar screen. And for me, what's most important, I think, public safety and disaster preparedness. I think, that's sort of, people think, oh, disaster preparedness, but when it happens, and I'm sure you were here and I was here when they hit, the city is incumbent on the city, I think, always. It's not the most exciting issue, but I think it's incumbent on the city to have good plans integrated with other groups in the community. Like the schools and the city have to be integrated. We had some problems back in the '93 fire from even coordination between the water district folks and the fire the department. So I think it's important that we have that plan in place, and disaster preparedness and public safety will be important to me. The second thing that I've always believed in as a public servant, and when I was on the school board, I think it's fundamental that elected officials have make sure that the public agency stays on firm financial footing. And I think it's critical that, the city has done a pretty good job of that, but cities in California right now are under tremendous fiscal stress. And it's a time of great turmoil, and it's easy to get off the track. And I always point people back to when I started out on the school board. Hard to believe, but we were like the wealthiest school district in the county, but we were on the brink of financial takeover by the state because things hadn't been managed well. So I really want to focus on building a long-term financial plan for the city that's going to make sure we stay on firm financial footing. So those two, in my estimation, are critical building blocks. And then beyond that, there's, I think, the biggest other issue in town when you talk to people and you look at the surveys that are online, parking and circulation issues. I really want to see if we can do something to improve that, improve pedestrian access downtown, throughout the downtown, improve parking and circulation throughout the city, really, because whether you're in the HIP district or further south, there's always parking issues that I think we can do a better job with, and need to do a better job with.
Are there issues that the City Council could pursue better or handle better?
I'm not highly critical of the current council. It's often common for people running against incumbents to say they've done a terrible job. I don't think they have done it. I think they've done a pretty good job. I just happen to think that I have a set of skills and background that would be beneficial right now and to the city, and that's why I'm running. But no, I think what people like to say is the city council needs to grapple with some of the more difficult issues, like view ordinances and issues like that. I personally think one of the things that the council could have done a better job on is the negotiations with the festival. Those have been ongoing for a long time, trying to get they would like to redo the festival grounds in the front of the entrance there, and I don't know why, but it's been stalled for a long time. I think I'd like to move that issue along to conclusion. I think anytime you have an organization that's willing to invest some money in improving a central core asset of the city, you ought to encourage that. So I'm thinking maybe that one could have been done a little bit more efficiently and better.
So tell us something personal about yourself, perhaps a story that probably isn't reflected in your campaign literature, but is revealing nonetheless to voters.
I'm not, I don't have any great story to tell you other than I do love and still love working with kids, and I see them as sort of anything we can do as a city to help strengthen organizations for youth or help ease their path is a good thing, because it's what they're the future, and they're fun to be around.
Well, since you raised this issue, have you had any thoughts about this social host ordinance and whether it's something that the city ought to be pursuing?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in all the discussions, but I do think it is. I think it's something that the city should pursue. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I understand all the nuances of the arguments, but I mean, basically, to me, what it comes down to is if you're in your home, whether it's your home or not, a home is your castle, absolutely, but you've got to follow the laws, whether you're inside or outside your home. And if the laws are you don't serve alcohol to minors, you don't serve alcohol to minors. So I think, there's issues about your own children, serving your own children, that I think the city council was trying to address in the ordinance. That's important. I understand you can maybe respect the family unit or religious views or whatever.
Right.
But when it comes to just serving other kids alcohol in your home to have a good time, I don't support it. So I think the ordinance should move forward. I mean, we have to carefully think through all the issues, but I think it's appropriate.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I wish you luck in your campaign.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.